Think about it. That same habit might be putting subtle strain on your prostate, making erections weaker than they need to be, or draining energy you can't afford to lose. You might not even connect the dots, blaming just getting older for changes that could be managed differently. Hey there, I'm Dr. David Lee. I've spent over 30 years as a urologist and men's health specialist, sitting across from thousands of guys just like you. Men who built careers, raised families, and now want to enjoy their later years with vitality, confidence, and yes, a healthy sex life. I've dedicated my career to helping men protect that spark, recover from sexual hiccups, preserve prostate health, and maintain their quality of life long after the retirement party. And in my decades of practice, I've seen the quiet, accumulating consequences when certain private habits aren't adjusted for the realities of aging. Most men operate on a simple principle. If it feels good and seems natural, it must be harmless. But here's the reality check. After 60, it's often not the act of masturbation that carries risk, but the specific techniques, frequency, and triggers you might be using out of habit. Some of these patterns can lead to long-term issues that creep up silently, only showing symptoms when the damage is harder to reverse. If you're serious about protecting your health, staying strong, and enjoying life fully after 60, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. This channel is dedicated to giving men like you the honest, science-backed advice you deserve, delivered straight. Subscribe now so you never miss critical tips tailored specifically for your stage of life. And hey, if this message hits home for you, drop a 1 in the comments below. If not, let me know with a 0. Either way, tell me, how can I better support your journey to feeling your best? Your feedback truly helps shape what we talk about next. Now, let's dive into the 4 most common and potentially damaging masturbation mistakes I see men over 60 making. The 4th one? It's the silent culprit even your own doctor might not have warned you about. Mistake number 1. Ignoring erection quality and forcing release. The pushing through problem. Picture this scene. A man, maybe 65 or 70, sits in my office. He looks frustrated, maybe a bit embarrassed. "Doc," he says, leaning forward, "it just doesn't work like it used to. I have to really force it, just to feel something and get it done." He doesn't realize it, but he's describing the first silent mistake that could be undermining his sexual health in ways that might become harder to fix later. Here's what's happening biologically. Crossing the 60-year mark brings subtle but crucial shifts. Blood flow naturally decreases. It's why you might get cold hands more easily. Nerve sensitivity changes. Messages just don't travel as fast or as intensely. Hormone levels fluctuate. The whole sexual response system becomes slower, more deliberate, and frankly, more delicate. It needs patience and a lighter touch. The problem? Many men don't adjust their technique. They try to masturbate like they did at 35. A tight grip, fast, intense motions, focus solely on racing to orgasm as quickly as possible. And when it doesn't feel as intense or happen as fast, they push harder. They grip tighter, move faster, mentally strain to make it happen. This pushing through approach is where the damage starts. Why it's harmful. Forcing climax when your body isn't genuinely ready or aroused enough, meaning without a firm, natural erection, is like revving a cold engine. It can cause micro-tears in the delicate penile tissue, irritate the urethra, the tube inside your penis, and strain the complex network of muscles supporting your pelvic floor, crucial for bladder control and sexual function. Research suggests repeated mechanical stress can contribute to fibrosis, scar tissue in the corpora cavernosa, the erectile chambers, potentially worsening erectile function over time. Worse still, it places significant, unnatural pressure on the prostate gland. This walnut-sized organ becomes more vulnerable with age, prone to enlargement, BPH, and inflammation. Forcing ejaculation, especially without adequate natural arousal and blood flow, can exacerbate this, potentially contributing to chronic pelvic discomfort or prostatitis. The scary part is how invisible this damage is. You won't see blood or dramatic bruising. The effects are insidious. You just slowly start feeling less spontaneous arousal, less intense sensation, less confidence in your body's responses. So what do? You push even harder next time, creating a vicious cycle. Over months or years, this can pave the way for more pronounced erectile dysfunction, increased prostate swelling causing urinary symptoms, getting up multiple times at night, weak flow, and that persistent, low-level groin discomfort so many men dismiss as aging. If this sounds familiar, please hear this. It's not your fault, and you're definitely not alone. Nobody taught us that after 60, sexual activity, solo or partnered, needs a shift in approach. It demands more presence, more patience, and a deep respect for your body's new, slower rhythm. You're not doing it wrong. You just need to learn how to do it differently now. The fix isn't stopping, it's shifting. Slow down, way down. Focus on the sensation itself, the warmth, the touch, the building feeling, rather than solely fixating on the orgasm as the finish line. Use lighter, more varied touch. Let arousal build naturally without mental pressure or a stopwatch. Think of it not as fixing a machine, but as reconnecting with a wise older friend, your own body. When you stop forcing and start listening, profound changes can begin. This shift naturally leads us to the next mistake, which messes with your mind as much as your body. Mistake number 2, using pornography as the only stimulus, the brain rewiring trap. I recall a patient, a sharp 67-year-old retired professor. He was articulate, successful, but deeply troubled. "David," he confessed, voice low, "I don't feel desire anymore. Not for my wife, not really for anyone. Unless I'm watching something online. And even then, it's muted. Nothing like the fire I used to feel." His confusion and shame were palpable, and it's a story I've heard countless times. It points directly to one of the most damaging yet normalized habits for older men: relying exclusively on high-speed internet pornography for sexual arousal. Here's the neuroscience catch. As you age, your brain's reward system doesn't bounce back like it used to. High-intensity, novelty-driven porn delivers an overwhelming, unnatural flood of dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. Real-life intimacy, or even your own imagination, simply can't compete with this artificial superstimulation. Studies on neuroplasticity show that the brain adapts to what we feed it. Constant exposure to this high-octane material literally rewires your neural pathways. Your dopamine receptors downregulate, meaning you need more extreme content, longer sessions, or greater frequency just to feel the same level of arousal. This is clinically recognized as tolerance, similar to substance dependence. Why it's harmful? The real casualty is your natural capacity for pleasure and connection. You become desensitized. The gentle touch of a partner, the intimacy of a kiss, the power of your own fantasies, they all start to feel dull, insufficient. You might find it harder to get or maintain an erection with a real partner, a phenomenon sometimes called porn-induced erectile dysfunction. Harder to reach orgasm through physical touch alone, and harder to experience the deep emotional satisfaction that comes with genuine intimacy. This disconnect isn't just physical. It breeds isolation, loneliness, and can even contribute to depression. Men often tell me they feel like a spectator in their own lives, yearning for the desire and connection they remember but feeling numb. The fix is reclaiming your inner world. This isn't about moralizing. It's about brain health and reclaiming your full sexual potential. Start by consciously reducing porn use. Drastically, challenge yourself to use your memory, your fantasies, or even erotic literature to fuel arousal. It might feel slow or frustrating at first. That's your brain resetting. Be patient. Re-engage with sensual experiences. Focus on the feel of sheets, a warm shower, the scent of your partner. Gradually, you retrain your brain to respond to subtler, real-world stimuli. The rewards, sharper desire for real connection, richer sensations, and the return of that deeply satisfying intimacy you might be missing. While this mistake hijacks your brain's reward system, the next one quietly drains your body's most vital resource. Mistake number 3. Masturbating too frequently for your age and energy levels, the silent energy drain. He was 71, a former engineer, sharp-minded but visibly weary. "David," he sighed, "I'm just tired all the time. I don't garden anymore, barely see friends. I nap, but wake up feeling groggy. Is this just it? We explored sleep, diet, medications, exercise. Nothing obvious. Then hesitantly he asked, could how often I, alone, have anything to do with it? He revealed a near-daily habit, sometimes twice a day, often when stressed or bored, believing it helped him relax. In reality, it was likely a major factor draining his vital energy. Here's the biological shift. In your 30s and 40s, your body replenished hormones, like testosterone, and neurotransmitters rapidly after ejaculation. Your energy reserves were deep. Post-60, this recovery process slows down significantly. Your nervous system takes longer to return to baseline. Your hormonal balance is more delicate. Think of your vital energy, often called Jing in traditional Chinese medicine, or simply your overall vitality reserves in Western terms, as a finite, precious resource that replenishes more slowly now. Frequent ejaculation, especially when done out of boredom, stress, or habit rather than genuine, spontaneous desire, doesn't calm the system, it depletes it. Why it's harmful? The depletion is cumulative and stealthy. You won't necessarily feel wiped out immediately after one session, but over weeks and months of frequent release, especially when your body is already tired or stressed, the toll adds up. Symptoms mimic normal aging: chronic fatigue, lack of motivation, I just can't be bothered, brain fog, irritability, lower mood, and even disrupted sleep, despite feeling exhausted. Frequent ejaculation can lead to temporary dips in testosterone and other androgens, which are crucial for energy, muscle maintenance, and mood. It can also strain the prostate, potentially contributing to that annoying urinary urgency or frequent nighttime bathroom trips, nocturia, that ruin sleep quality. You might be sacrificing deep, restorative sleep and sustained daytime energy for a brief release. The fix is alignment, not abstinence. This isn't a call for celibacy. Sexual expression is healthy. The key is aligning frequency with your body's actual energy signals. Where you once recovered in hours, you might now need days. Listen, are you doing it out of genuine desire or just habit/boredom? Are you already feeling run down? Pay attention to how you feel the next day. More tired or more energized? Experiment. For many men over 60, reducing frequency to 1 to 2 times per week or even less brings a noticeable surge in energy, mental clarity, and emotional stability. Explore non-ejaculatory forms of arousal and pleasure, focusing on the journey, not just the destination. It's about respecting your body's need for conservation and choosing replenishment over depletion. If this mistake drains your overall vitality, the next one targets a very specific and vulnerable area: your prostate. Mistake number 4, ignoring prostate health during and after self-pleasure, the silent pressure. I remember a 68-year-old patient, an active guy who loved hiking. His complaint wasn't dramatic. David, there's just this pressure, down there, after I climax especially, and a feeling like I didn't quite empty fully. It's not painful, just uncomfortable and constant. He was baffled. I've always masturbated sitting slumped on the couch, same way for years. That habit, unchallenged and familiar, was the silent culprit, relentlessly pressuring one of the most sensitive parts of his aging body, his prostate. After 60, the prostate becomes much more susceptible to irritation and inflammation. It's small, but its impact on urinary comfort, sexual function, and overall pelvic well-being is huge. Common masturbation habits can unknowingly aggravate it. Position. Sitting slumped, especially on a soft surface, or applying direct pressure to the perineum, the area between scrotum and anus, during stimulation. Technique. Using overly forceful contractions or bearing down to push out ejaculation. Post-climax neglect. Not urinating shortly after ejaculation to flush out the urethra. Why it's harmful? This constant, low-grade irritation can lead to inflammation, prostatitis, or worsen existing benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. The danger is its subtlety. You might not feel sharp pain initially, just a persistent sense of heaviness, vague discomfort, or that not fully emptied feeling my patient described. This inflammation can interfere significantly with bladder function, causing urgency, sudden, strong need to go, hesitancy, trouble starting the flow, weak stream dribbling, increased frequency, especially disruptive nighttime trips, nocturia. Left unchecked, chronic prostatitis can be incredibly stubborn to treat and significantly impact quality of life. Most men never think to connect these urinary symptoms or pelvic discomfort back to their private habits, blaming old age instead. The fix is proactive prostate care. Small, mindful changes make a huge difference. Position. Masturbate standing, lying on your back, or sitting upright on a firm surface. Avoid slouching or putting pressure on the perineum. Technique. Be mindful of pelvic tension. Don't forcefully bear down. Allow ejaculation to happen naturally. The essential step: always urinate within 20 to 30 minutes after ejaculation. This flushes sperm and fluids from the urethra, reducing the risk of inflammation and infection, like urethritis. This is crucial and often overlooked. Gentleness. Use ample lubrication and avoid overly aggressive stimulation focused solely on the penis base/prostate area indirectly. Protecting your prostate isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about preserving daily comfort, confidence, uninterrupted sleep, and maintaining control over your bladder, fundamental aspects of independence and dignity as you age. Small acts of awareness yield significant comfort. Conclusion. It's not too late. It's time to listen if you've read this far. I want to say this to you, man to man. You are not broken. You're not past it. You're not alone in noticing these changes. That slower response, the dip in energy, the subtle discomforts, they aren't badges of failure. They are signals. Your body, wiser now, is trying to talk to you. For decades, maybe a lifetime, you were taught to push through, ignore discomfort, and stick to the script. But after 60, that old script can work against you. The 4 mistakes we've covered: forcing release, straining delicate tissue, and stressing your prostate. Sole reliance on porn. Rewiring your brain away from real connection and natural arousal. Overfrequency. Draining precious energy reserves needed for daily vitality. Ignoring prostate care. Inviting inflammation that steals urinary comfort and pelvic peace. Aren't loud catastrophes. They are silent leaks, slowly draining your reservoir of well-being until one day you wonder where your zest, your comfort, your you-ness went. I share this not from judgment, but from deep respect and the experience of countless conversations in my office. I've seen the relief when men realize they aren't crazy, just uninformed. I've seen the spark return when they make simple adjustments. This isn't about shame or stopping sexual expression. It's about evolving it with wisdom. It's about trading force for finesse, habit for awareness, depletion for replenishment. Your sexual health, your comfort, your energy, they still matter profoundly. They are woven into your quality of life. Reclaiming them requires a new approach. Listening deeply, being gentle, and respecting your body's current language. You might need to relearn touch yours. You might discover that slowing down unlocks deeper, richer sensations than the frantic race to climax ever did. You might find that conserving energy amplifies your joy in other parts of life. This is an invitation to a new chapter defined by wisdom, not decline. You've earned the right to strength that includes sensitivity, to power that embraces patience. Change is possible at any age. I've witnessed men in their 70s and 80s feel more vibrantly connected to their bodies and partners than they did in decades, simply by stopping what no longer served them. If you saw yourself in any of these mistakes, pause for a moment. Thank your body for sending the signal. Then, commit gently to trying something different. Start small. Maybe it's one less session this week. Maybe it's trying a new position. Maybe it's skipping the screen and using your imagination. Maybe it's simply asking, what do I truly need right now? Instead of defaulting to an old habit. Don't wait for a crisis. Start today. Your future self, more comfortable, more energetic, more vibrantly you, will be deeply grateful. If this conversation resonated, if it gave you a new perspective or even a glimmer of hope, please subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next. We'll dive into practical, natural strategies to actively boost erection quality, support prostate health, and reignite your energy levels after 60. No pills, gimmicks, or shame involved. You won't want to miss these actionable steps. Did this message help you see things differently? Did it offer value? Please like this video and crucially share it with a friend, a brother, a father, or any man over 60 you care about. Let's break the silence around men's health. Your share could be the nudge someone needs to start feeling better, reclaiming comfort, and enjoying their later years with renewed vitality. Let's support each other in aging well. Subscribe, share, and let me know your thoughts below.